Hey guys, Kuru here. Check out Instant Gaming for cheap game keys. Click the link in the description below. Let's see what's going on in the Trackmania community.
In every form of competition, there will always be cheaters, who are willing to go to extreme lengths to become the best, by cheating and playing unfairly. Trackmania is an extremely competitive racing game franchise. In every Trackmania game, the goal is simply to drive as fast as you can to the finish line on any select track. Early in 2021, the community member Donadigo discovered the biggest instance of suspected cheating in Trackmania history. And now, the results of this cheating investigation are final. Please be civil and do not harass or make any attempts to contact the players mentioned in this video.
By the way, is it for multiple games or just Trackmania 2020?
Or raced against
Every Trackmania? Oh shit. I honestly expected that only happened in the new one. Oh, all Trackmania games, wait, all Trackmania games but not the new one. It's basically all Trackmanias but 2020. Okay, that's crazy. I thought the new one, I thought they found something in the newest Trackmania.
And for live video evidence, Donadigo developed a tool that could extract inputs from replays and then play them back with a script.
That's cool.
To perfectly recreate a player's run. Donadigo later developed a tool that would display these inputs fetched from replays, so that players could analyze in high detail what exact steering movements were done in a world record run. A player requested Donadigo to display the inputs of a record set by the Trackmania streamer and content creator Riolu. And compared to what other players' inputs looked like, Riolu's inputs looked strange to say the least. The steering movements were very erratic and jittery, and they didn't seem to make any sense whatsoever with how one would normally play the game. An early suspicion was that the inputs could be a result of slowing down the game speed. The advantage of driving Trackmania in slow motion is that you can be much more precise in turns, and have superhuman reaction times to situations happening in a run. But when played back in normal speed, the inputs from such a run would obviously look insane.
So this input right now is like you would be playing on a keyboard, right? Because it's like just button presses right now. It's not gradual like a controller.
Normal speed. I will now focus on the case of Riolu, as he is by far the most well-known Trackmania player in this investigation. So we put great effort into ensuring that the case is robust, and that we have considered all possibilities of how his records were achieved. On closer inspection, we found that only runs played offline exhibited very high spikes per second, and unnatural fast tapping movements, while his steering movements in runs played live on stream or on online servers is much smoother and the steering changes are less agile. The second most notable player that this investigation turned up is Techno, who together with Riolu occupied the top spots on the Trackmania United solo mode rankings for years. Techno reached out to us and admitted to having played many of his records in slow motion. He also notes that he isn't proud of it and that it was something that he felt he had to do at the time to keep up with Riolu. Interestingly, the inputs in runs that Techno has admitted to playing in slow motion and the inputs in Riolu's suspected runs look very similar in their nature, both players reaching incredibly fast tapping speeds and doing very sudden movements.
Dude, if you think about this, like this has been going on for like over 10 years, right? Like if you go back to this Trackmania, I'm trying to remember which title we're watching right now, but that has been going on for such a long time.
We argue that Riolu has cheated his records by driving in slow motion. The extent of this goes beyond just records set in Trackmania United Forever and Trackmania Nations Forever.
Oh yeah, that was United Forever. See, the thing is, if he actually did cheat, and the other people have already admitted to it, I wonder what is holding him back to admitting it too. Because like the logical step for me, if I had cheated, would be to admit it too, right? If there's already so many people admitting to it. Like it's really hard to be the first one. It's really hard to be the first one. It's a lot easier to be the second, the third, the fourth person. I'm really curious for his response.
In 2015, Riolu was invited by Ubisoft Nadeo to set strong target times that would be included in Trackmania Turbo, as a tough challenge for players to try to beat. And we argue that he cheated these STM replays as well. The earliest suspected cheated replays emerged in 2011, and we see a steady pattern all the way until 2020. We would argue that he cheated the vast majority of records driven off-stream during this period, totaling up to potentially thousands of cheated records.
See, here's the thing. I don't really want to draw any conclusions. At the end of the day, I'm just gonna wait until anyone that is accused to make a statement. Only if someone denies it or comes up with some crazy-ass story, then, I would look further into it. But I'm not gonna draw my own conclusions. I'm just gonna wait until actual statements.
In the live stream, he did not state any possible explanation for his inputs, but instead spent most of the time attacking me for how I approached him in private, and this section is not in any way part of the actual investigation. On the livestream, he started by showing our private Discord conversation. At one point in this conversation, when shown a suspected keyboard replay on the track Stadium A3, he claimed to not have driven the record, even though it was driven on his in-game account and uploaded to his Trackmania Exchange account. When we asked him to send us his replay folder for analysis, something that could help prove his innocence, he declined.
I'd urge you to think carefully about the tone you speak in, as it might just make things worse when the report comes out. Jesus Christ, that's blackmailing if I've ever seen one.
Many people found this comment to be too pushy and rude, and I can own up to it and say that the way I wrote it wasn't perfect. Me and Riolu have been friends for several years, and my intention with this comment was to warn him of the potential backlash that big public comments could have if the report found him to be cheating.
I gotta say, it's a pretty nosy comment. It's a little bit, I'm on a high horse. You fucked up. I know that you fucked up. You know what I mean? Like he's riding it. He's riding it a little.
But I want people to know that the one thing I personally care most about is competitive integrity. For many years, I have been strongly against cheating.
I mean, who wouldn't be? If you're a competitor at heart, cheating just sucks. I totally agree with him on that point. Like, as a general point, you don't want to be competing against a cheater, right? Nothing is more frustrating than competing against someone that is cheating. Like, if someone would play a modified version of Most Wanted to increase their luck in runs, like something like that, it would be so painful to run against someone that has better RNG than you do. Imagine you play 10 hours and the cheater gets 5 times the run possibilities because of increased RNG, right? Happens in so many speedrunning games. So I definitely agree on that.
But this case sadly completely ruins the trust people have towards the legitimacy of leaderboards. And we as a community now have to confront a very harsh reality about the game and about our history. Many current world records and thousands of records from the past have not been achieved legitimately.
When everyone is cheating, nobody is cheating. Yeah, that goes back to sports, right? When everyone is doped, it's a level playing field too. When every single one of the competitors is on anabolics, well, then I guess it's fair game again. But obviously, it would be better if nobody was cheating in the first place. But you can't really guarantee it or not. Crazy shit, man. I can tell you how I would handle the situation, right? I would do something like the other people did. If I was involved in cheating and I'm clearly called out for it, I would just personally admit to it. I'm probably not gonna be. I wouldn't probably not be the very first person. I don't see myself being the very first person to admit that I cheated. But if there were already people before me that said that, they cheated, then you can just jump on the bandwagon and say, yeah, I was one of them too. I was young, whatever, right? I think that's how I would handle the situation. Either way, I will definitely wait for Riolu's statement before I really say anything about it. Have I ever cheated? Dude, I cheated so much in shooters. So my brother got me into Day of Defeat Source. One of the first things I did was use a wall hack. It was really fucking fun. It was really, really fun to snipe people perfectly at the corner. They were just about to run around the corner, boom, dead. Boom, headshot, and the next one. Nah, my Need for Speedruns are all legit. Feel free to waste your time trying to prove the opposite.